It is truly something low for people to be harassing, complaining, even whining about things they never wanted and everlasting. I've seen my fair share of such degradable behavior. But this is nothing new that I am familiar with, unfortunately. I unfortunately know what it's like to not feel worthy of what you're really capable of. To not feel like you're fitting in. To not feel like you're pleasing everyone and they hate you and torment you and harass you and insult you just for who you are. There's no denying that there are people who will not hesitate to act in such a disgraceful manner when faced with something that they cannot accept. They think that people who cannot change without feeling weird or awful about it, they think people like that can change because they think they own them. People have their own lives. They have just as many worries, as many concerns, many emotions. They share everything, every single thing about us that we feel, do, say, think, and act. That's a capability that these other people also have. There is no excuse for people to be harassing and insulting people who sound the way they are just because they were born sounding like it or because they were told to sound like it as part of their job. You have no right to tell them what they could say, what they could do, what they can act like if you're not their boss. Unfortunately, some people don't know how to get that through their skulls. They don't know how to get it through their thick, dumb brains that voice actors just have just as much right to live their own life as we do. There is no excuse for people to go harassing these voice actors. I'm truly ashamed of what it is that I'm hearing. This is primarily one of the main reasons why, if I was given the choice to join the Genshin Impact community, I would honestly decline, just because I feel more toxicity coming out of those people, more so than the good. And I know there are a bunch of good people in the Genshin Impact community, but unfortunately, the toxic people there apparently have more of an influence than the good ones. I feel very ashamed and disappointed, not just for our people who do these unforgivable acts in general, but especially to those people who keep thinking that it is their choice and their right, their privilege, to go harassing the voice actors as much as they want just because they don't sound a certain way. Many of these voice actors are very talented. They are very talented voice actors, as they have done other works for other franchises, other companies. Probably some that you might have heard of as well. Zach Aguilar literally had to call out those people who keep harassing the English voice actors for Genshin Impact, because during a live stream for the 2.1 update that was coming out soon, there were people who kept harassing the English voice actors, saying that they were cringe. Look, I could care less if the stream itself was cringe or not. All that matters is that people are at least trying their best. If it was cringe, you make the most of it. Ironic that the people who are saying that the voice actors in English are cringe during that stream are the cringe people themselves. And it's disappointingly shameful and disappointingly disgraceful that this has to happen. If people like the toxic players who keep harassing the English voice actors just for sounding quote-unquote cringe when they have no idea whatever the hell they are saying, if that kind of behavior continues, the plug may be pulled, and it isn't just going to be the players who may not have done anything wrong that are going to suffer. It's also going to be the people who worked on the project, the people who worked on the gameplay, the design, everything. These people who voiced the characters from Genshin Impact, they are not your children, nor should you ever tell them what to do like you're their adult. They are grown-ups. They have their own lives. Does it matter that they don't sound like somebody else in another language? So big deal. So one of the characters ended up mispronouncing a Japanese word, and it's not pronounced as how it is supposed to be. Big deal. It's not like it's their fault. It's not like it's their fault that they pronounced it the wrong way. They probably had no prior knowledge of this until after the fact. But does that give you the right to go mocking them for saying something wrong? Is it fair for them to hear you whining and complaining how they suck as voice actors as a whole just because of that one mistake they said in a line, or how they mispronounce names or places or other things that have hard to pronounce names? Does that give you the right to go harassing the voice actors for Genshin Impact in the English version? Does that give you the right to harass them just for something that you may not like? You're free to have your own opinion, but that doesn't mean your opinion should bog people down. And I ask you to consider this. Consider that you want to voice somebody, but you want to practice because you think you could sound like them, and you keep practicing, and you think your hard work would pay off one day, but then all you would get is people complaining that you suck because you never sounded like that person you adore and wanted to sound just like. You would be discouraged. How would you like it if someone were to do the same thing to you that you are doing to the English voice actors during the 2.1 update, stream, as well as in general if you don't like their voices? If you don't like how they sound, you don't have to bring it to the whole world that you don't like their voices. You don't need to tell the whole world that you think they suck. The only people who truly suck are people that are ignorant, selfish bastards. Reconsider your own actions before you end up inevitably pulling the plug and everyone suffers, all because of your stupidity and your ignorant, shameful behavior. I mean it. Either stop this ignorant and shameful behavior, or otherwise you will ruin it for everyone else involved, yourself and other people included. Not just for the players, but for yourself as well as everyone around you. I will speak no more of it, and I hope that nobody ever tries that shit again.